court is back in session for the trial of Damien Tenma. Apollo Justice, defense team leader, is ready, Your Honor. Athena Sykes, assistant defender, is ready too, Your Honor. Disrespect. The shippers embrace you, and in France no less. And the prosecution. Very well. By the way, I asked Detective Fulbright to provide Studio shackles today. There'll be no more of your funny business this time, Prosecutor Blackwell. Now, your opening statement, if you would. I believe it's standard procedure for the prosecution to handle it. Looks like the judge is really bringing it today. Probably realized how Blackwell played him. That was one mean game of Simon Says. Yeah, His Honor has to fight to defend His Honor today. Your boldness. It's plain to see that you always dreamed of delivering an epic opening statement. I have? I don't know if I'd say that. Why, of course you have. I saw it in your eyes the last time you gave the opening statement. That was the look of one who yearns deeply for the thrill of an epic opening statement. For decades now, you have been watching opening statements from your bench. They were the crown jewels of the court, the one thing you could not possess. Crown jewels of the court? Now, at long last, they are within your grasp. How could you possibly refuse? Oh, so you don't mind if I do it then? I'll make a special exception, just this once. Here we go again. Yep, more Blackwell's mind games. Well, in that case, I think I might go ahead and make the opening statement myself. And yesterday session we learned the shocking truth that the victim, Alderman Rex Kubai, was the Amazing Nine-Tails. We also learned that the Amazing Nine-Tails was a key figure in the yokai quiz and anti-merger protests. It was further revealed that upon learning Rex Kubai's secret identity, Mayor Damien Tenma murdered him. The fact that the crime took place in a tightly locked room was also brought to light. And the only people in that tightly locked room were the defendant and victim. The defense proposed the existence of a hypothetical third party. Further investigation revealed no proof of a third party who had escaped the room. There we go. We must conclude that the evidence against the defendant is, well, conclusive. Or did I say something wrong? That was quite astonishing. You truly outdone yourself this time. One would think to boast about to my grandchild. Well, this was not an unexpected turn of events. Now then, it seems the prosecution has called a new witness to testify. Inexplicable yokai evidence left at the scene of the crime. Well, does that not demand some sort of explanation? The feathers and tracks were those left by the mayor while he was possessed. That was but an act to protect his daughter. Oh, yes, of course. I had suspected as much. Wait, did he actually believe the mayor's award-winning performance? His daughter was the one who planted the yokai evidence. Oh girl, the true identity of the yokai in the manor was the manor's maid, Jingxi Tenma.
Objection!
The prosecution is engaging in mere conjecture. Can't for some witness testimony then. For I am ready to prove that the little scamp is the one behind the Tenmaturo farce. His testimony, but he means fault in the creepy label. Very well, Bailiff, would you bring in the first witness? Mr. Phelps, you made quite the hasty exit yesterday. See, that doesn't happen again today. Been never hasty retreat since I was a kid. Bit of a trademark of mine. Indeed, you managed to give a total of 5 bailiffs to slap. Like those amateurs who never nabbed me. Perhaps we should shackle you by the neck. That would keep you in place. No, please. I'm liable to rip my own head off if I start running. Your statement, now. Yes, sir. Mr. Blackhead, sir. May be a hasty retreat, but there's no escaping Prosecutor Blackwell. Yeah, Blackwell doesn't strike me as the give-up easy type. Now then, Mr. Filch, your testimony, please. Specifically, the true nature of the yokai you saw in the manor shortly after the crime. Temmaturo is really that little maid gal. Ain't no doubt about it. I mean, the Temmaturo I saw was just a little thing about her size. But the little one had a big old staff. I seen him as he came into the foyer. Just as he saw it from the forbidden chamber after stumbling on the crime scene. She's gonna use it to rile me on account of my fierce reputation. I just know it. So, Tenmaturo was short in stature. And that's because it was Miss Jinxie Tenma all along. You betcha. Besides, all the rest in the manor were way taller than her. Fang height has been an easy thing. But a big ox like the defendant could never pass for short. What if the Temmaturo impersonator was walking on their knees? Or no knee walking? I see it myself. Then perhaps that yokai really was Miss Tenma after all. All monsters are not but tricks, either of the mind or the chain. Follow variety. So you're saying she created an illusion like one of those magical eye things? Precisely. Human senses are easy to see. Take the fellow in the cell next to me. Ethan, he cries and screams about some ghost he thinks he sees. But in truth, it was simply the janitor. Ho 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 ho, Prosecutor Blackwell just gave up the ghost. Literally. The janitor is definitely complex and all white attire are no doubt partially to blame. Then the fact that he constantly mutters about taking vengeance for this or that. That actually sounds like a real ghost to me. The defense may now begin its cross-examination of the witness. Tematuro's really that little maid gal, ain't no doubt about it. I mean, the Tematuro I saw was just a little bad thing about her size. But the little one had a big old staff. I seen him as he came into the foyer. I just stole it from the forbidden chamber after stumbling on the crime scene.
Objection!
It would seem that Tematuro is in fact not this innocent little girl. How do you figure that? You claimed that Tematuro you saw had one of those staffs from the forbidden chamber. But it would have been impossible for Mr. Tenma to get a hold of one. Care to elaborate, Mr. Justice? The mayor swallowed his key shortly after the murder. He wanted to keep the killer out of the forbidden chamber. What's this? This key was deep in the male's stomach when Miss Tenma discovered the crime scene. So you see, it would have been impossible for her to get into the forbidden chamber. In short, the Tenma seen holding that staff could not have been Jinxie Tenma. What? But then who does the defense believe was impersonating Tenma Toro? Tenma Toro impersonator is none other than Mayor Tenma.
Objection!
Such accusations beg evidence. Aside from this ghastly appearance, can you prove he is the yokai we seek? Yes, in fact, I can. Very well. Let's see where the defense is going with this. Mr. Justice, please show us proof as to the true identity of the Tenma Toro impersonator.
Take that!
We found this hand cream in the Forbidden Chamber. And we know that whoever was Tenma Toro took one of the staffs out of there. In short, I believe whoever this hand cream belongs to is the yokai impersonator we're looking for. But Mr. Justice, can you propose to identify the hand cream's owner? I'm glad you asked, Your Honor. The defense requests a fingerprint analysis on this piece of evidence. It might tell us who it belongs to. Interesting. So you expect to find the yokai's prints there? Very well. I hereby call a short recess while we wait for the fingerprint results. No need for that, Your Barness. We have the prints of everyone at the manor that day. You call Professor Blackwell! Could anyone be more wept? Fool, bright. Analysis this for prints. You have 3 minutes. Your wish is my command. Very well then. I guess we'll just wait right here. Let's see if the fingerprint analysis is complete. What did the results show? What in the ward? The front labels prints, aren't they? This is absurd. Prosecutor Blackwell? I'm not going to like this, am I? Don't tell me. They're Tenma Toro's prints. Fingerprint analysis has revealed that the prints belong to... Phineas Felch.
Objection!
Wait, what? What? Then Mr. LaBelle wasn't the one who entered the Forbidden Chamber.
Objection!
Why, you trisky little Tanu guy. Explain yourself now. Them prints are mine. I mean, I did proof of that hand cream from Mr. LaBelle after all. So you're the one who entered the Forbidden Chamber. So what if I did? Got a problem with it. You fool of a Tanuki. Order, order. Mr. Justice gets to explain what this could mean. Excellent question. The fact that Mr. Filch was in the Forbidden Chamber. Wait a second. Does this mean that the temperature holding that staff was Phineas Felch? Another cat out of the bag. Mr. Felch is Tenma Toro. I don't understand. Does this mean Mr. Felch is the real killer? The witness will explain himself this instant. I beg your pardon, I was just doing what the alderman told me. You want me to be Temito in the villain's exorcism ritual? Oh, you mean the event at the Ninetales Vale Festival? That was you inside the Temito costume. Yep, after the event I went to watch that pro wrestling program. It bored me to tears. I can't hold the wrestling being complete jobbers. So you didn't actually watch the entire wrestling match. After I looked at the Temito costume and got a great idea. Now you can tell me why I'm wearing it. Because I'm superstitious about what I do, the villagers won't say a word. In other words, you use the superstitions to effectively render yourself invisible. Why did you want to enter the Forbidden Chamber in the first place? There's a treasure there! Thought that was my big chance to sneak on in and nab it. Treasure. Only that is the greatest get-rich-quick chance in the universe. Grandpapa told me all about it. Said there's an amazing treasure in there. He went in there not knowing his grandfather had already pilfered it? Guess that's one tale that didn't get passed down from grandpapa to grandson. Wait, how exactly did you get into the Forbidden Chamber? There was a meeting in the Fox Chamber that day. Plus the mayor swallowed the only key that could open the Forbidden Chamber's door. You couldn't have possibly gotten in. I could through the outlet in the fire. Then that's left of the algoritm's picture. I went on in and made a nice little hole. Used that to get into the air duct that leads to the Forbidden Chamber, I did. You what? But how's that even possible? Wait a sec. Remember that air vent in the Forbidden Chamber? So Mr. Foots found a way to get into that air duct. And that's how he got from the fire vent to the Forbidden Chamber vent? So Temito was nothing more than a cat burglar, or rather a Tsunaki burglar. Now back to being without anyone to charge for the Alderman's murder. Looks like our so-called yokai is nothing more than one big troublemaker. Tell me, Mr. Filch, what did you do after fleeing to the fire? I got out of that costume right quick. Well, this costume at that point. And where is this costume now? Heck if I know. It ain't my fault if you never find it. The police searched every nook and cranny. No yokai costume was left in that manor. What if it was tossed outside the manor? Ah! No way! But maybe, just maybe. The defense seems to have hit upon an idea. Well, go on, Mr. Justice. Okay, here's what I think. Mr. Phelps, can you get rid of that costume here?
Take that!
Did you toss it out the window? Because that would certainly explain why it didn't turn up inside the manor. You think I tossed it out the window? That costume cost me a pretty penny. So why would I go do something like that? I can think of a few reasons. Any good ideas, Apollo? Well, assuming the costume really was tossed out from the window, then the next question would be, what happened to it after that? If I'm right, I might have just the thing to prove what happened to the costume. Phineas Felch, I have just the evidence for you. You do? This evidence proves you got rid of your Temito costume through the window.
Take that!
That's Temito flying through the sky. And thus how does it prove Mr. Felch threw his costume out the window? It's quite simple. That's not Temito in the photo, it's the costume Mr. Felch threw out. That's crazy talk. You ain't serious, are you? There's a steep cliff right outside the foyer window, meaning the manor is pretty high up. The costume flew through the air after it was tossed out. That's when the photo was taken. In other words, the photo of Temerature Woody was a flight of fancy. What? Oh my. So that Woody was never a yokai. I can't keep any of them cats back. Can I still file a claim for the lost costume? This more than proves the defense's position. 60 Tenma had nothing to do with staging the yokai sighting. Here to raise any objections, Prosecutor Blackwell. None whatsoever. I'll deal with that Trisky Tsunaki after I've dealt with this case. We did it. Good going. Now all we have to do is make Fulton LaBelle take the stand.
Objection!
Seething the soda bit, are we not? Huh? Nothing has been proven beyond a doubt. Take this Trisky little Tsunaki for instance. How do you suppose he was able to exit the forbidden chamber? Probably the same way he got in, through the chamber's air vent. And when the feathers and tracks at the scene of the crime, they were to the Tsunaki exit through the chamber door, not the air vent.
Objection!
But the forbidden chamber doesn't open from the inside. So what you're saying makes no sense. What? Someone on the outside opened the door for you, isn't that right? Mr. Blackjack, the door suddenly sprang wide open.
Hold it!
Sprung wide open? Who was on the other side? Didn't get a good look on account of the sudden glare. Like how the reflection from my head blinds fellow moviegoers emerging from the dark. So I snatched the staff and made my daring escape. Then that little maid girl spotted me as I hesitated down the hall. That means the forbidden table wasn't open until after the crime was discovered. But wait, we still don't know who opened it. Maybe there really was a third person in the Fox chamber.
Objection!
Well, you little Tanaki. When the forbidden chamber opened, did you see the accused passed out there? Nope. Only one there was the alderman, and he was dead as a doornail. If the accused wasn't there, what do you suppose she was up to? Oh, I don't like where this is going. Don't tell me. Plainly, the only one who could have opened the forbidden chamber was the accused Damien Tenma.
Hold it!
Wait a second. There had to be somebody else besides Bear Tenma there. Really? And who might that be? Oh, well that would be...
Objection!
Seems a feisty little lass who has forgotten the most important thing. Evidence. Don't forget, I was just testing your attention to detail. Miss Sykes, you can't prove your point without proof of some sort. It's a proven fact. Sorry, guess I put my foot in my mouth again. No, Athena, we're definitely onto something here. We are? Think about it. Both were stuck inside the forbidden chamber. One of the alibis we heard would no longer hold any water. The defense would like to call a new witness to the stand. Someone who knew Mr. Phillips was stuck in the forbidden chamber. And by virtue of knowing this, has an alibi that no longer adds up. Not that insufferable. Very well. The court will hear what Mr. Justice has to say. Whose alibi no longer adds up?
Take that!
Why, that's the defendant's aide, Florence LaBelle. Didn't he claim to be in the foyer at the time of the crime? True, but in his alibi, he also claimed Mr. Phillips was in the foyer too. However, as we all know now, Mr. Phillips was not there with Miss LaBelle at that time. And so Miss LaBelle's alibi has disappeared. But LaBelle's alibi was one big lie. Isn't that right, Mr. Phelps? I wanted to keep that cat in the bag here neither. It was all Mr. LaBelle's idea. He told me he'd burn his lips about me and bring it to the table. In return, he said we'd match each other's alibi. Shame on you, Mr. Phelps. Perjury is a serious crime, you know. Oh, shucks. Mercy, honest, mercy. I also said that the person who opened the forbidden chamber for Mr. Phelps was none other than Florence LaBelle. After all, his alibi has proven to be a complete fabrication. I see. We will take a 20-minute recess. After which time we will see what Mr. LaBelle has to say for himself. Yes! I'm finally going to drag that slippery snake onto the stand. In the meantime, the prosecution will question Mr. LaBelle about these new allegations. We did it, Apollo! We finally dragged Mr. LaBelle into court. Yeah. Hey, what a long face. I can't help but feel I'm missing something important. Plus, Prosecutor Blackwell is bound to mount a counterattack. You really are a warrior, aren't you? I'll be fine. It'll be fine. This mystery figure who opened the forbidden chamber for Mr. Phelps hasn't been Florence LaBelle. I know, but that's not what's bugging me. I wish I could put my finger on it, though. Anyway, the big showdown with the Miss LaBelle's up next, so chin up, Apollo. Court is back in session. Our next witness is... Yes, I'm acting on behalf of the mail in this fairly important matter. It seems the witness is pretty opposed at the moment. Sorry, you jest. I'll hold you to your promise, remember that? No, my deepest apologies. This is Florence LaBelle, personal aide to male attendant, or should I say, the accused. Ouch, like the poor male's heart suffered. Hasn't suffered enough. What business do you have with me? I'm a very busy man, so let's make this as brief as possible. Your baldness. Alright. Mr. Phillips' assessment is within a hole in your alibi. And for this reason, you are suspected of having some sort of connection with the case at hand. I think I'd be associated with this entirely newly done affair. Well, I'm not some man I go now. I have very important matters to attend to.
Objection!
I don't think so, Mr. LaBelle. Do you realize what a serious crime you've committed? Witness, you are being accused of perjury. This is your chance to clear the air. Fine. The truth is, I faked my alibi for a very good reason. LaBelle was ousted the killer, so I created a fake alibi to confuse the matter. You see, as his personal aide, I felt I had to protect him. Sorry. You think this is funny? About your alibi, you're a suspect too. What were you really doing at the time of the mortal crime? Peasant! How dare you accuse me?
Objection!
Stop stalling and tell the court what you were really doing at the time of the crime!
Silence!
Enough jabbering. Swords have been drawn. The time for talk is past. Swords? What swords? This is a duel to the death. The fate of the accused rests in our hands. Begone, ye of cowardly heart! The battlefield hath no place for ye. Again? Oh my. Spare me, please! So much for start your shackles. Those chains have been my vow that heads would roll this day. This keeps keeping your head on in court a whole new meaning. Will the witness please deliver the accused's death knell? You know of what I speak. Most certainly. His goose is already cooked. Time to stick a fork in him. Whatever he has to say can't be good. And I told the prosecutor Black Hole during the recess. I rushed right over to the fox chamber when I heard the jinxie scream. What? Then, drumroll please. I saw the attendant opening the forbidden chamber doors. But there you have it. This human who opened the chamber door as witnessed by one Phineas Phelps. Who is the accused? There's never any third party. Oh, and that's not all. I had something quite startling there at the scene of the crime. Startling sounds bad. Mayor, who was really conscious. Look at this. Forgive me, Dixie. I killed the older man. That's right. Did I actually confess the little right then and there? He confessed. Order in the court. This is quite conclusive testimony if it stands. Sounds quite astonishing, I might add. I didn't learn this back during the recess. I just love surprises, don't you? That's why I saved the best for last. Consider it a gift from me to you. No way. Leave Miss LaBelle heard the mail confess. But this is really true. The Mayor Temple really confess. Indeed, during the last recess I confirmed with the Mayor's daughter. But it seemed Mayor Temple actually did confess. Testimony is quite clear against the prosecution. Mrs. LaBelle? Yes, I cut earlier about the party reservations. That's right, when we follow violent decided Mayor Temple's conviction gala. Cindy, a splendid time is guaranteed for all but the mayor and his defense. But since that witness is a very busy man. Let's get straight to his testimony. Mr. Bell, please tell us what you saw when you came upon the scene of the crime. I was in the hallway hiding in the shadows. That's when I heard the confession. Upon learning of her father's crime, Little Jinxie fled without ever noticing me. Immediately after that, the mail came to stir up and opened the forbidden chamber. As I ran in terror, the demon emerged from his prison. And so I fled down the hallway to my right, to the one with the phone at the end. I must say, this is a shocking revelation. Quite unexpected. To think the defendant actually confessed then and there to his crime. Perhaps the guilt was too much to bear, so he confided in his daughter. You do realize you should not have withheld such crucial testimony from the court. Not again, sorry. It's just I feel being accused if I mentioned coming upon the most unpleasant scene. Why did the male confession have to be brought up by this guy? We better do something before the judge declares the male guilty. As a death row inmate once told me in years gone by, there is a time to fight and a time to yield, time to live and a time to die. He's laying it on real thick now. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. I was in the hallway, hiding in the shadows. That's when I heard the confession. Upon learning of her father's crime, Little Jinxie fled without ever noticing me. Immediately after that, the mail came to stir up and open the forbidden chamber. As I ran in terror, the demon emerged from his prison. In shock, I fled down the hallway to my right, to the one with the phone at the end.
Objection!
Front LaBelle, you're lying about having witnessed these events from the hallway. What on earth do you mean? Yes, catch it for the rest of us in, Mr. Justice. Mr. LaBelle had really fled down into the hall with the phone in it. He would have crossed paths with Miss Tenma. What's this? After she discovered the crime scene, she immediately went to call the police. And after making a call, she went back to the main hallway. Upon she carried the demon, yokai, or whatever you want to call it. As for me, I caught Phineas Filch in a Tenma Taro costume. The encounter happened right here where the hallways meet. And so Mr. LaBelle, if he had fled here, Faye escaped from the yokai imposter. Why, yes, the two would have crossed paths. Right, except Miss Temma told us that there was no one else in the hall. Except Miss Temma did not see you in the hall because you were not really there. God, my eyes! My beautiful eyes! Haha, that is a fabulous scent now, is it? But Mr. Justice, witness also say that he heard the male confess. He was lying about hearing the confession from the hall. Where was he when he heard it? Inside the Fox Chamber, where else? But isn't that within the very crime scene? It is, Your Honor. And that means he's not really a witness. Rather, he's a third party I've been alleging this whole time. What? You think I'm the killer? How dare you?
Silence!
just fop. A true man knows when he is beaten. The shade of lies comes not before a foe with the sword of truth bared. Prosecutor Blackwell, what are you? I thought we were all on the same side. You're mistaken. There are no sides here, save for my cold, steely edge of judgment. You are alone upon this battlefield, with naught but your lies and sticky, sweet perfume. Oh, what just happened? The killer's really telling into him. You heard the male's confession from the inside, did you not? You deviant dandy. For the sole location from which you could have seen and heard the male and the Tanaki. But either of them noticing you were right there in the Fox chamber. Oh my! So that's how it's going to be? Fine, I'll come clean then. Seriously? You admit to being in there in the Fox chamber? I do. I did enter the room after the murder, but I was afraid of being falsely accused, so I lied about it. I feel terrible about lying like that, but it's a verbal cologne I used to protect myself. You better explain yourself, Mr. LaBelle. Yes, of course. I was just about to get to that. The witness is skating on thin ice. I'll remind you that perjury is a very serious crime. Now let's hear your testimony again, this time without your perfume of lies. I did enter the Fox chamber after the murder, but I didn't enter until after Jinxie had heard the confession and left. I heard the male groan and hid behind the photo screen there. What I saw there up close was absolutely horrifying. So you see, I was there, but merely watching from behind the screen. From behind the screen? Why yes, I believe you wouldn't be spotted if you were there. So, you could see everything without being spotted by the victim or that Tanaki felt. Suffice to say, he was a mere witness to events rather than an actual third party. This guy's as slippery as an eel. Paulo, you think he's telling the truth? Well, he was in the Fox chamber, so at least that much must be true. The defense may begin cross-examining our slightly voyeuristic witness. I did enter the Fox chamber after the murder, but I didn't enter until after Jinxie had heard the confession and left. I heard the male groan and hid behind the folding screen there. What I saw there up close, it was absolutely horrifying.
Hold it!
Can you describe the crime scene in a bit more detail? And what exactly would you like details about? Well, what I'd like to ask you about is... Can you describe the state of the weapons that had been used at the scene? The spear had been thrust all the way through Alderman Kubai. Then there was that statue the Alderman used to bludgeon Mayor Tenma. That incredibly inspiring symbol had fallen to the floor. Alright, the statue. Why would he find it inspiring? Why exactly did you find the statue inspiring? Well, when I saw that statue, I felt as if the murder had been realized. It was like a celebration of union between town and village, inspiring symbol of goodwill. A broken statue next to a bloody corpse. Real inspiring. Well, Mr. Justice, do you consider his statement to be of any importance? Is it important? I believe that to be extremely important. I request that be added to the testimony. A statue had fallen to the floor. It was a token of goodwill celebrating the marsupial murder.
Objection!
You realize I finally betrayed you, Mr. LaBelle. What possibly could you mean? You said the statue was like a celebration of union between town and village. Isn't that correct? It is indeed, but what of it? The two yokai are joining hands in goodwill, as if they were celebrating the marsupial merger. Something the matter? So, how did you really know about the statue was meant to be a symbol of goodwill again? What? Justice Dono, explain yourself and make it quick. The statue was meant to symbolize goodwill in its original form. That was a secret. A secret? Whatever do you mean? What I mean is that it broke when someone used it to strike Murtema on the head. But stuff to quickly makes it look like the two yokai are battling it out. The statue's secret and its true form were lost inside that locked room. Mr. Tenma is the only living soul who should know what it once looked like. So, Mr. LaBelle, how could you have possibly seen the statue in its original form? What do you mean? The only possible answer is this. You saw the statue in its original form, right there in the room when the alderman was murdered before it was broken. How dare you? Mr. Justice, are you accusing the witness of some sort of crime? Yes. Yes, I am. Flaunt LaBelle, I accuse you of the murder of Alderman Rex Kubai. Order, order. Mr. LaBelle, you've been accused of murder. Do you have anything to say in your defense? How could you possibly accuse me? Embodiment of beauty. Let you go, Apollo. This is the conclusive evidence we need. Magnifico! We've got you now. We know you killed the alderman. Now admit it.
Silence!
Enough of your silly games, Justice Dono. This threatening peacock could not possibly be the killer.
Objection!
What are you talking about? His alibi has already crumbled to dust. And I just proved that he was in the Fox chamber while it was still locked tight.
Silence!
Why could we have not seen the statue in its true form before the murder? After all, he was close friends with the alderman. There you go. Yes. That's right. I clearly remember it now. Alderman Goodbye told me about it. About what the statue actually looked like. I mean, he was a good friend of mine.
Objection!
Yeah, right. He wouldn't show you a secret gift just like that.
Silence!
Well, but it has already been proven that he was not present at the scene of the crime. It has? Forgotten, have we? We'll call it the little scam statement, if you will. When Dixie Tippman unlocked the Fox chamber, she saw the alderman and the mayor collapse there, and no one else. Oh, dang it. The fact is, it was you two who made that apparent in yesterday's court session. Thus, Frontabelle could not possibly have been in that locked room. Oh! Ah! just don't get it. How could Dixie not have seen the bell? The proof is inconceivable. No room for debate exists. Am I not right? Your boldness. It does seem awfully conclusive. The facts point to the defendant and victim being the only people in that locked room. Moreover, the defendant has already confessed.
Objection! Silence!
Cannot defend the indefensible. Your role in the charade is over, Justice Dodo. But your boldness. This trial would last eternally if we were to keep crossing blades with these simpletons. It's high time you brought down the hammer of justice. A point well made. I believe it's time to declare a verdict. This court finds defendant Damien Tenma. Hold it! Ka 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 ka! It seems that my time is at hand. Tenma? Counselor, there's a matter to which I must testify. I'll court now only for your good graces. Counselor? Oh, wait, he must be me. Does he finally remember what happened before that blow to his head? Bailiff, don't just stand there, seize him! It's no good! I can't restrain him! Ka 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 ka! Know me in despair. I am Temachara, demon lord of the yokai. Mr. Justice, do something! Am I responsible for court security? Probably there's no chance. I might get some new information out of him. Your Honor, seeing as our client has something new to say, I believe due process demands that we hear him out, even if he is a yokai. Well, you put it that way. Still, I believe testimony by a yokai is unprecedented in the legal ward. Unprecedented and absurd, more like. Alright then, Mr. Damien Tenma, or should I say Mr. Tenma Toro. Your testimony, please. I shall now speak of recollecting most real, courtesy of my host Damien Tenma. Heed these words, mortals, for hear them but once you shall. Ka 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 ka!